Legacy TV Lon Rashapi da ka Frank Motors ka Jaka Dekali ka Bathamai jong ka Tata Motors Halatgor ni Shillong ringkat bakanet foodish Ordar mapi nginwan ramani hakirdob yeng jongpi
Ka Consulate General jong ka US Consulate Kolkata ka Melinda Payvek harengkat lang bat ki arngut kinong mi ikmat na ka US Consulate ki bakintop nya ka Anna Shaventun bat ka Rupam Sen hakasngi ba ar jong ka khat ar trik ubanaya yong arajar arpo ar kilale Jngoh ya ka Skul Crest Higher Secondary School ka badan harenja Shillong Hagani ka jingla yo kejat hagani ka Skul ka Melinda kala yo alat banyak keren bat ki kena Skul lembat ki kena Skul barim ki bala pendapnya ka access program kepada ke English Micro Scholarship Program ya kepada Beijing era pisah da ke US Department of States la pjang ngobha ya ke Melinda da ki kena Skul ki bala peni ya ki jingshat tenrai bat hadin kani la penshai ya ki program ba ki kena Skul kin dubla banya shimbenta hado arsnem
differently. I changed and I became more confident and I never cares of what others talk about me now. And Access was like a family to me, a second family, a second home, because they always there for me. They stay together. We are strong together and we are united. And there were also times when people they discourage us. They say that we won't succeed, we won't reach anywhere, and we will have and it's just a waste of time. But we never try to avoid like such that question like they whatever they comment us, but we stay united and strong, and we had lots of experiences that give us more confidence in coming out of shyness, nervousness, and Access was a very great for me. And the best experience that I had with Access was a visit to an orphanage where we play games with the kids and dance along with them. Seeing their happy smiles also makes us happy, which I adore so much. And I have nothing much to say, but just to say, Access is very good for us, and it's really helped us to increase our self-esteem. And I'm very thankful for Access that I have created a very beautiful memories. Thank you, Access.
Been your journey in different countries. Can you share some memories with us?
I'm going to tell you a secret. And the fact is that I am also a very shy, timid person. And in fact, when I was your age, I could have been standing on this stage with you. And I would have said I was very shy, I didn't know how to communicate with people. And in my school, we had a program called the Speech Club. And so I decided that I needed to do something in order to improve my speaking ability. And so I joined the Speech Club. And every day I would go and I would practice making speeches. And I was never very good because I was very shy and I was very nervous. But a little bit at a time, I built the skills that allowed me to have eye contact. It allowed me to create ideas in my head that I could communicate with an audience. And it helped me to reach the career that I do now as a diplomat and as the US Consul General. So I think that the skills that you have all built through Access are very, very important, not only for the studies that you're doing now, but for all of your future. And so I'm so excited to see the wonderful skills that you've built and to hear about your excellent experiences. But now to go back to your question, as a diplomat, the most important thing I can do is communicate with people. And sometimes it's one-on-one, and sometimes it's with a big group of people. And the most important thing that I can do in communicating is express who I am and listen and ask questions and be curious about who the other person is. And so it's through those kinds of exchanges that I learn about other cultures and that they learn about the American culture that I come from. So I have served as a diplomat in many countries. I started my career in Kathmandu, Nepal. Then I went to Kingston, Jamaica. Then I went to Baghdad, Iraq. Then I went to Lahore, Pakistan. Then I went to the United States, where I served for 1 year in Washington, D.C. Then I went to Bandar Seri Begawan, Brunei. Then I went to Islamabad, Pakistan. Then I went to Tokyo, Japan. And now I'm here. So I have been kind of all over the world, but much of my time has been in this region of the world. And so I feel very close to the culture of India, and especially northeastern India. And I have many wonderful friends that I have learned about the cultures through both conversation and also the beautiful dancing and singing and arts that I have been able to see in the region, and also to share from my own home country.
Is there any scholarship program we can avail, like Access alums?
One program especially is a scholarship program for community colleges. So I would say I'm not the expert in the scholarships, but my public diplomacy team, so Rupan is a representative of my public diplomacy team, and also our Education USA team at the American Center in Kolkata are the experts in helping to identify scholarships that will allow you to have either advanced studies in the United States or participate in other programs here in India. So there are scholarships. One way to learn about them is to follow our social media pages. We're on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and I'm on LinkedIn personally, and I would love, if you are interested in professional networking, LinkedIn is a good way to do that. But so looking at those social media pages and our website can give you information. But our team is also very happy to chat and answer specific questions.
Traveled like a lot of countries and places, so are there any differences or any cultures that you love the most and you've observed that is the most beautiful thing in in the different countries that you have?
Each culture can be very different, but it also can be very much the same. I think human beings are the same in every place I have been. Human beings care about their families, their friends, their communities, their future. And in every country where you visit, that's the same. Some of the cultural differences that we see are actually about how we communicate those feelings. So for example, in Japan, people can be very reserved. They don't speak a lot. So when you talk about being shy, people in Japan are silent. In fact, my first career out of college, I was an English teacher in Japan. And I taught students from age 3 to age 83. But my favorite students to teach were the students that were your age. Because at your age, students start to have an awareness that is not just in their family, but also in their community and in their state and in their country. And so they start to have a curiosity that makes them look at what they can be for the future. And so, but even at that age in Japan, the students are very quiet. If I asked a question in class, there would only be maybe 1 or 2 students in the 40 students that would raise their hand to answer. And so I had to learn as a teacher ways to create interactive, fun activities and games so that they had to speak in order to do their game or their activity. And that helped them to become more active and more communicative. Because one thing about the Japanese culture In Japanese, it's not about what you say, but it's about your body language. And so if you go to Japan, you'll see that people are very quiet, but they communicate with the way they move their head, or they move their eyes, or the way they nod or shake. No, it's very much their body language. So I think that's an interesting thing. There's also a difference between, again, it's not shyness, but there's a difference in the way people think of what is the inner circle and other people. And I think I've seen that in many places. And it's something that I think we all have to be very careful about. When we are looking for something that's the same between us and someone else, that's very positive. It helps to bring us together. But sometimes people look for things that are different. And when we look for differences, we can do that in a positive way. Oh, I'm interested in learning about how something is different. But we can also do that sometimes in a way that says, oh, that's different and I'm scared of that. And so I think we have to be very careful as human beings to make sure that we use our curiosity and we are open to things that are different so that we can bring those differences close to us. And so that's one thing. As I talk to students here in India, and I say that I lived in Pakistan, I was in Lahore and Islamabad, many people in India ask me about what are people like in Pakistan? And I think sometimes there's an idea that Pakistan is a very scary place. But in reality, when students from India and students from Pakistan come to the United States and study, they often end up being the best of friends in their study programs, because there are so many cultural connections that are common across this region. And it's just our governments that have gotten in the way. So I think we always have to remember that we are people first, whether we are here in India or in Pakistan or in the United States or anywhere in the world. We are people first, and then we are citizens of our local community. And then it's at that level that we have the ability to influence what our governments do so that we make the world a better place. Wonderful way to start my day. I am so grateful to all of you for the dynamic presentations, for your song, the poetry, the dance, and your amazing participation in this journey that I know was very challenging. It was challenging partly because of the pandemic, and you discussed the difficulty of accessing the Access programs. But it was also challenging because doing new things is challenging. And that's what makes them worthwhile. So the transition online wasn't easy, but you did it. And the ability to learn these new skills wasn't easy, but you did it. And so it's such an impressive thing to see students your age learning these skills and being able to use them for all of your future. Now, you talked about being a family, and I think that your teachers and your mentors and all of you are very proud of the fact that you have a very strong connection to each other, and that's wonderful. And that, I think, is a part of why you were able to rise to the challenge. You were able to use, on the days when you felt bad, somebody was there to encourage you. And on the days when someone else felt bad, you were there to encourage them. But I think you also have to remember that those are skills that you now know how to use with other people. And making sure that you have your family and you stay connected with your Access mates, but that you also bring other people who need encouragement and support into your family and share the skills with them that you learned. And you're now a part of the broader Access family. We have alumni from Access of more than 100,000 students across 85 countries. So your family is not just the people in this room, but it is a very large community around the world. And I hope that you will look forward to and have the opportunity to interact with all of those people. Thank you, Lamont, for entrusting the students to us. Your vision and support for the support of your dynamic team made the journey of these students productive and beautiful. I can see how much they enjoyed their time at Access, and I am so grateful that you were able to host us today. You are all a diverse team with a range of talents. And we, of course, talked about the many things that you did, whether it was the masks that you made, the public service campaign that you designed, the important lesson on waste disposal that you shared with the public by cleaning up the river. All of this brought your leadership, your sensitivity, your creativity, your empathy, and your curiosity to the forefront. I heard you also seized the opportunity to meet your counterparts in Kolkata virtually, and you celebrated World Music Day with them. Congratulations to Joyaida and Odette for being the excellent mentors to these leaders and for being ready to nurture future Access students. Each of you embodies the essence of Access. It is more than a scholarship program to learn English. It connects you globally, as I said, to 100,000 students in 85 countries. You will be the role models for the next group of Access student leaders. And I'm excited today to share that the good news that we have confirmation for a second edition of Access with the Crest School in Shillong. So your Access journey will continue as mentors for the next Access students. We're thrilled to continue this magical partnership, and we hope that as a part of our alumni community, you'll continue to interact with the future Access students. You'll stay in touch with us, and you'll make use of the professional and personal opportunities that await you in the future.
And so on behalf of the Access team here in Shillong, the staff and students of Crest School, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to you, ma'am, for visiting us and interacting with the Access children and the Access alumni today, this morning, and visiting our school and having you here in our midst, actually, like I said, in this remote part of India, in a small school like us, means a lot to us.
Program bagi US Department of State. Kadang 85 countries, they have Northeast, India, kadang other states, Northeast, but it's here and Guwahati. So, Shillong, Meghalaya, two places more in the Northeast that got the privilege to be a part of this Access. The Jngoh program, its sole purpose is it's actually a micro scholarship program to help the students build their English skills, their communicative skills, and their life skills.
So leadership quality.
Yes, and their leadership quality. So it's building leaders out of the students. They give opportunity age group 18 to 20 years, 13 to 20 years, and usually actually focus on students who come from a low economic background. Yeah, they'll get more privileges out of this. So we started this Access on 2019 October, and we completed our first batch this year. Actually, it was supposed to be last year, but because of the pandemic and everything, it got extended to this year, and we got the news today that it'll extend again for another 2 years. So that's what Access is about. The Access team from Shillong. This Access program is a micro scholarship program. It is completely funded by the US Department of State. This program is there in 85 countries, and of course here in India as well. And in India, in the northeast, it's only here in Shillong and in Guwahati. So in Shillong, the students from Hillcrest School and Little Angel School get to be a part of this Access program, and the students, they are from the age group of 13 to 20 years. And so the process of selecting the students is they have a very simple English test that they have to take, and based on that test they have an interview and they get selected to be a part of this program. And they come from not high to low families, but average background. The whole purpose of this program is to improve the students in their English skills, communicative skills, and to create leaders out of them. So how do we go about that is we have special activities that are planned where we invite teachers and then we invite resource people from outside, from different professional fields to come and train the students. Yes, we are there as Access teachers. We also take the classes, English classes that happens twice a week, and
it's an after-class program, where children join us after the school. So yes, it's all about learning leadership quality, like how Ms. Jen has.
It is a 2 years program, and therefore 2 years allows the children to actually grow and become and interact with each other, interact with many people, resource people from all over India and some of them from other parts of the world also. Last year, of course, because of the pandemic, everything was done virtually. In fact, we even had somebody from Pakistan coming in and interacting with the children and taking one of the sessions, apart from people from other parts of the world. So it was a very good program. I think it built up the children's confidence. If you look at them speaking today, they were really much more confident than they were 2 years back. And it allows them to actually bloom in whatever they do. And some of them, in fact, are studying and working at the same time. And so that confidence that they build up was something which I feel that the Access program has actually taught them, apart from teaching them spoken English and interactive English.
Through this program, these students get the opportunity to meet Access alums from all over the world through various sessions that they have, through various summits that they have, and also they get to learn about the culture of through these exchange programs that they have. They get to learn the culture of other countries as well.